President Trump is on his last leg of the Middle East trip today, visiting Abu Dhabi. He'll return to the U.S. tomorrow with billions in deals, the administration says, and several negotiations. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more from Washington.
Another lavish welcome for President Trump, arriving to the United Arab Emirates, greeted by the president for his third and final stop on his Middle East tour.
This has been an amazing trip. We've raised trillions of dollars of investment for our country, and we're dealing with really good people that have been abandoned in a way by our country and by the United States.
For the president, diplomacy took a back seat to drumming up business. This week, Qatar signed a deal with Boeing to purchase up to 210 jets, a $96 billion investment. And business leaders in Saudi Arabia signed $600 billion worth in big tech deals.
The president's been very focused on how do we get more business coming to the United States, more investment from other countries into the United States.
UAE officials are adding to the economic wins Thursday, committing to a 10-year, $1.4 trillion investment in the U.S. through AI, energy, and aluminum production. But critics say the president is the main one to benefit from these deals.
Every single nation is doing personal business with Donald Trump and Donald Trump's companies. The Saudis have been a major investor in his real estate company. The Qataris are buying him a plane. The Emiratis are the biggest investor in his cryptocurrency. So he's there on his behalf. He's there in order to profit off of U.S. foreign policy.
In addition to securing economic investments, the president tried to use his clout to bring more stability to the Middle East, urging Qatar and the Saudis to convince Iran to abandon its nuclear program and foster better relations with the West. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
We are learning that Vice President J.D. Vance plans to return to Atlanta. It'll be his first trip back since before the November election. According to an invitation pictured in the AJC, Vice President Vance will visit next week for a high-dollar fundraiser. The exact location wasn't revealed, but the invitation does say it'll cost $100,000 per couple to attend and $250,000 to join the host committee. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell spoke on the economic outlook while at a research conference. It was his first public remarks since last week's policy meeting, where officials kept interest rates unchanged for the third consecutive time. President Trump has criticized Powell for not starting to cut interest rates. Last week, the president called Powell a fool after the central bank announced another delay in rate cuts, instead warning of increased risks to inflation and unemployment targets. Powell did not mention the president or give hints about the timing of rate cuts. Instead, he focused on how the Federal Reserve can more effectively communicate uncertainty in the economic outlook.
A critical question is how to foster a broader understanding of the uncertainty that the economy generally faces. In periods with larger, more frequent, or more disparate shocks, effective communication requires that we convey the uncertainty that surrounds our understanding of the economy and the outlook. We will examine ways to improve along that dimension as we move forward.
The Thomas Laubach Research Conference is a key component of the Federal Reserve's review of its monetary policy strategy, tools, and communication.